Introducing first, from North Haven, Ontario, weighing in at 175 pounds, the big guy on Vertigo.
And welcome to historic Roundhouse Park in downtown Toronto. Side of the rec room, we are in the shadows of the Rogers Centre in the CN Tower. My name is Steve Argentero along with Blake Murphy, and this is the 2025 version of the Northern Tournament.
The most difficult tournament in Canadian pro wrestling to win, and maybe the most important, because you win this one today, you get a title shot at Super Showdown.
And you don't have to look any further than the current Smash Wrestling champion, Psycho Mike, who won the tournament back in 2023. And then, of course, went on to win the Smash Wrestling Championship from Kevin Bennett.
And has held it ever since.
Western Sydney, Australia, weighing at 85 kilos, he is the Thief, Jimmy Townsen.
This is a great opening first round matchup that I'm really looking forward to. We have the veteran, Von Vertigo, 12-year ring veteran, which, you know, when you look at him, may be kind of surprising against the newcomer, as you heard Dustin say, from Australia, Jimmy Townsen. What do we know about Jimmy Townsen?
Well, we know that this is his Canadian debut, and what a way to put yourself on the Canadian scene than to make a statement in the Northern, upset the local veteran Von Vertigo, and maybe put yourself in the Smash title picture your first night in the country.
That would be incredible. He has been wrestling for about 6 years. One of his trainers is current WWE star Grayson Waller, former tag team champion, United States champion. Townsen actually had a match against him last year at Pro Wrestling Australia. So, young guy has a lot of experience already going into this match with Vertigo.
Well, let's hope if he picked anything up from Waller, they don't give him a microphone here, because that's a level of annoyance that we don't really want to see here. We want to see how this goes down in the ring. Interesting clash of styles here, too.
Jimmy Townsen, known as the Thief, he will be looking to steal this first round matchup from Von Vertigo, who unquestionably will go into this match as a favorite. Vertigo has had a lot of success recently in his last couple of feuds that he's had with Jax Williams, and then going back to Mark Wheeler.
Now, you mentioned those very personal battles he's had, though, have maybe taken Von Vertigo's eye off of the Smash Wrestling Championship, which is his stated goal. He's been dragged down by Mark Wheeler, won't leave him alone. Like you just laid out, Jax Williams won't leave him alone. This is Von Vertigo's chance, and his third crack at the Northern, we should mention, 3 years in a row, to get himself into that title picture and put the petty personal beefs behind him.
And he has made it into the finals, but has not been able to take that final step into qualifying for a title match against the champion. Vertigo with a quick roll up there, and Townsen kicks out at 2.
Looking to steal one there early is Von Vertigo, but hopefully he took Jimmy Townsen's name, the Thief, quite literally here, because in scouting Townsen to get ready for this one, he will cut some corners. He will take every advantage the rule book allows you to have, and here we see it right away. That's not stealing, but that is a nipple clamp, a double nipple clamp, as it were.
Townsen has this kind of almost grating personality, and maybe that's one of the things he picked up from the aforementioned Grayson Waller, and using any tactic he can to try to get under his opponent's skin.
Now, it should be said, I did call Grayson Waller annoying, but he's a very talented wrestler, and him, along with Robbie and Madison Eagles, trainers of Townsen, so he's got a pretty well-rounded style here. Let's not let the haircut and the Grayson Waller effect, as it were,
very good,
get that twisted.
And look at Vertigo not playing the games that Townsen wants to play with him. As the two go back and square off in the middle of the ring with an arm wringer by Vertigo on Townsen. Townsen rolling through, trying to take him down by the legs. And Vertigo, again, not letting Townsen get the upper hand on him.
Townsen trying to tell the referee Vertigo's tapping out. All Vertigo's doing is playing to the crowd.
I don't think that encouragement is going to do anything for Vertigo.
There you go, getting a little workout in, mid-workout.
Yeah. All right, and now Vertigo taking a little break here. I think maybe he expected something a little more serious out of Townsen in this first round qualifying match. Remember, the winner of this match will qualify for the 5-man elimination final later on today.
If you're Townsen too, you'd think you'd come with a little bit more desperation given what he's... big standing
moonsault. And here's a quick count. Townsen kicking out at 2.
Well, there's a reason that Townsen's making his Canadian debut here, and it's basically because he's been exiled from Australia. The thievery, rather, that is a continent built on convicts. He has worn out his welcome there, and the way he sees it here is he's fighting for his freedom. He's not welcome on the wrestling scene in Australia anymore. He's got to get it done here. So you're fighting to make an impression. You're fighting for the Smash Wrestling title. But if you're Jimmy Townsen, you're also fighting for a bit of your wrestling freedom here.
Absolutely. I mean, he thinks he was shipped across the world as a punishment for being caught as a thief. Oh, a little illegal tactic there.
A little punishment for Von Vertigo.
Yeah.
See, if you do make the V, you could just point double fingers right to the eyes.
That's very true. Vertigo, though, not willing to play those games yet, but let's see if Townsen continues to get under the veteran's skin here. Oh, little basement drop kick there by Townsen, going for the cover on Vertigo. And Vertigo just able to escape there.
It's always amazing to me how quickly just one little underhanded tactic like that can change the momentum of a match. You might wonder sometimes, why does a guy do that? Why do you resort to a finger to the eye or something like that? But it only takes a second when the competitors are at this level to turn the tides. And you see Townsen in control now and letting the crowd know about it.
And it might have thrown off Vertigo here. Another cover. Now Vertigo kicks out at only 1. So maybe, again, true to what we were saying, he was just thrown off a little by some of Townsen's tactics.
There you go, there's a double there.
And I think the pace of this match is about to pick up. Little forearm shot there by Townsen into the corner. And into the little suplex there. A cover. And another kick out at 2 by Von Vertigo.
Didn't quite get the tornado DDTs. Now, do you know, in Australia, did the tornado DDTs flow the opposite way like the toilets?
I have not heard that. That's an excellent question. We'll have to ask Mr. Townsen after the match.
That one didn't land, so we'll find out. But that's a nice little... And again,
Vertigo with a roll up and a kick out by Townsen this time.
The referee's not going to hand you a decision in the middle of the match.
And now you see some a little more forceful tactics by Jimmy Townsen. Some boots to the midsection there as Townsen tries to get in the upper hand, and now has Vertigo in a prone position in the corner up on that middle rope with some left hands to Vertigo's head.
Normally you'd count along here. I'm not sure Townsen can count this high, so... and we've got the double nipple clamp.
One good turn deserves another. Oh! Big clothesline now. A back elbow by Vertigo. And Vertigo now slowed down by a kick to the gut there. And Vertigo throws Townsen into the rope. Nice drop kick.
Vertigo's so good with those legs and feet when you give him space to get the pace going. And so far in this match, Townsen, theatrics aside, has done a good job keeping Vertigo grounded, keeping him from getting speed built up like that. So we'll see if Vaughn can kind of keep this rolling now.
Yeah, it's interesting just the way to see the strategies play out here. Oh, he's trying to use that power. Oh, reversed. And Vertigo going for the pin now. 1, 2. Townsen just kicks out.
I think it's telling as well. Vertigo's gone for a number of quick pins in this match, and that could be a good strategy anyway, but this is his third crack at the Northern. He knows if he wins this thing, he's got a 5-way elimination match later. I wonder if that's playing into his strategy here now that he's been in the tournament a couple of times.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. The experience definitely showing through. You have to maintain your energy because those 5-ways are not easy if you want to make it all the way, especially in an elimination match.
Yeah, that's a battle of stamina.
And Will, What a move by Jimmy Townsen. Going for the pin now. 1, 2. Oh! Vertigo just escapes the pinfall.
Almost a front suplex into a cutter there. That's some nice innovation from the Aussie.
Really interesting to see the different styles that Townsend's bringing over from Australia.
See, this is usually Vertigo's game.
We're looking for a moonsault here, possibly. Lands on his feet, rolls through. Vertigo, though, into the corner, misses. And now misses again with the boot. Now connects with a knee. Misses with the clothesline. Townsend now DDT. Is he going to go for the cover here? No. One more move now. Here's climbing to the top rope. Going for that moonsault again. Misses. Vertigo now follows up. Is this going to be it for Townsen? 1, 2, and there's a 3 count. Von Vertigo with a big win.
Winner of this contest and advancing to the fatal 5-way final, Vertigo.
Steve, a heck of a showing from the debuting Jimmy Townsen, but just not quite enough. And I think the veteran savvy, the third time through the tournament effect, really stands out here for Von Vertigo. He's punched his ticket. One of 5 competitors in tonight's main event now, and one step closer to the Smash Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, the Shining Wizard puts away the newcomer, Jimmy Townsen. Also, you have to wonder how the lineup kind of plays into this. Vertigo with the opening match will have a longer time to rest for that 5-man elimination final.
That's a great point and a great advantage. I wonder how that was drawn up. Vertigo giving the crowd a little love, thanking them for the support there. They'll have another chance to cheer him on in this 5-way tonight. Uh-oh.
Well, look who's here. Oh. Wow.
The following contest is the first round match in the Northern Tournament. Introducing first from Hamilton, Ontario, weighing in at 215 pounds, the only gun, Mark Wheeler.
Wow, you saw that confrontation during Wheeler's entrance with Von Vertigo. They certainly have a history going back.
And you have to think Mark Wheeler was bugging the production team in the back. Hit that music, hit that music. I want to one-up Von Vertigo coming off of his big win. Some mind games early on.
Really looking forward to this matchup between a couple of Ontario veterans. Brent Money Banks, one of the most popular competitors in Smash Wrestling history. He has, though, been on a little bit of a losing streak in the first round in the Northern the last couple of years.
The most experienced wrestler in this tournament in terms of number of appearances. This is his 5th time in the Northern, but you mentioned it, he hasn't won one just yet. Man, you mentioned the popularity of Brent Banks here. You mentioned the popularity of Brent Banks here in Smash. I was at Maple Leaf Pro the other week at the old Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, and he got one of the biggest ovations of the night in that 20-man gauntlet match as well.
And talk about making the most of your limited time. The entrance that he made going down that ramp at Maple Leaf Gardens into that gauntlet match was certainly memorable.
And thanking the crowd for the early support here.
And you hear the Banks' money chant, the chants that have become a staple really of these Smash Wrestling shows. But Banks really looking to cash in here in the first round of the Northern and qualify finally for the first time in 3 years for the final later tonight against, again, one of the most vicious men that we've seen and one of the most disliked people in Smash Wrestling in the Golden Gun, Mark Wheeler.
Well, the gentleman in the sparkly coat in front of us here now has the crowd against him. This has got to be interesting for Mark Wheeler. Mark Wheeler is getting cheered by one person in the crowd. That's a little rare for the Golden Gun.
Absolutely. These days. I think Tony Khan would refer to him as a sicko.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're cheering for, if you're going for Mark Wheeler over Brent Banks, the rest of the Smash Wrestling crowd here at Rec Room is at least going to call you a sicko. I want to go back to Mark Wheeler interacting with Von Vertigo that we saw as Vertigo was coming off his victory. Wheeler cuts him off, interrupts his entrance, and that is maybe a little bit of mind games, but do you worry a little bit that's Mark Wheeler looking ahead to the final and potentially seeing Von Vertigo there rather than focusing on the job at hand with Brent Banks?
Well, he better not overlook Brent Banks, one of the most talented veterans on the Smash, not only on the Smash roster, really in Ontario indie wrestling.
And if Wheeler's eye isn't on the prize, and if he is thinking a little ahead to Von Vertigo, isn't that kind of the story for Mark Wheeler since he returned to Smash Wrestling?
No question about it. Wheeler has kind of had his issues with a few different members of the Smash roster, and he's been in these different feuds and can't seem to focus necessarily on one guy. You better keep his eye on the prize, as we mentioned, because Brent Banks is going to take advantage of any distraction that Wheeler might have with Von Vertigo here.
It's interesting. When you look at a pure skill set, you see the strength here from Mark Wheeler. One of the best drop kicks in the game. Great verticality. Maybe not going to be a top rope guy, but he can go up there and get it. There's a quick cover. There might not be a better rounded wrestler in all of Smash than Mark Wheeler, but getting bogged down with you can't let a loss to Von Vertigo go, you can't let a loss to Sinner and Saint go, those issues, the inability to get past a loss has really kind of weighed down his quest to get back in the title picture.
Absolutely. There's no denying his athletic ability, his endurance, his athleticism, but it's the mental issues, his lack of focus sometimes that often hurt the Golden Gun Mark Wheeler.
Speaking of hurt, he was also part of a ridiculous three-way tag team title match at WrestleMania a couple weeks back as part of Locked and Loaded. That was an unbelievable one. Sinner and Saint and TDT in there with Locked and Loaded. Sinner and Saint retaining, but all six of those guys really showing out in that match.
I mean, that was really the best of tag team wrestling in Canada.
Yeah. That's one where you mostly see the brawler side of Mark Wheeler in a match like that, because that one was chairs being thrown, beers being thrown, balcony dives. That match had a little bit of everything. Mark Wheeler gets to focus just back on the one-on-one game here.
Yeah, and a little overconfident there as he tries to drop the elbow, but Banks rolled out of the way. And now trading rights and chops. Oh! Brent Banks. And now Wheeler in, and Banks stops him with a kick.
Oh,
wow. You can just hear the intensity of those strikes. Wow, leapfrog by Wheeler. Oh, trips Banks, who goes down face first. What a drop kick. And a kip up by Mark Wheeler. There's the athleticism we were talking about. Unbelievable.
One of the absolute best drop kicks in the game, and you maybe don't expect it when you see a guy built like him to have that explosivity, the hops on a drop kick, because Brent Banks isn't a short guy either.
No, and after that series of offensive moves, he goes for a lazy cover, just puts 1 foot down on Banks. It wasn't even a legal cover because he was holding onto the top rope.
And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about when we first came out here. All the talent in the world, maybe the total package, but just that little bit of focus.
Ooh, big right to the jaw of Brent Banks. And keeps him in the corner. A slap to the face. And the Mark Wheeler in front of us, cheering on Wheeler.
The one-person Golden Gun fan club.
Wow, big chop to the chest of Money Banks.
Banks is in a little bit of trouble here.
I was going to say, Brent better recover here if he has any hope of winning this match and advancing to the final.
Steve, you've covered a number of the Northerners. You've obviously gotten to know Brent Banks over the years. What do you think it's been for him that hasn't allowed him to break through in this tournament format?
I mean, with Brent, sometimes he's got a great attitude when he comes into the ring, and sometimes he just also kind of loses that focus for that split second where you think he's going to win, and his opponent might pull one out of the fire. But Banks with a very impressive flying forearm right there.
Yeah, Mark Wheeler very much in the fire now after that. He springboard spinning
elbow or whatever that forearm, whatever that was.
Brent Banks, very fun to call him out. Here you see the replay of it. There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Springboard discus elbow, we'll call
forearm,
it.
Yeah.
It's fun to cover, hard to keep up with sometimes.
It is. Banks using some, oh wow. Looking like a boxer trying to avoid the jabs.
Yeah, going to the body of Mark Wheeler.
Oh! And that's it. Banks' quickness might be the key to him succeeding here today. Reversal by Wheeler, and Banks not falling for it. Big leapfrog and another. Oh! Banks with a big drop kick there. Now he follows up, clotheslines Wheeler over the top rope and onto the floor.
Wheeler's in a bad spot here.
He is. Banks full speed ahead with a suicide dive. And Wheeler is down. But Banks has to get Wheeler back in the ring if he wants to win this match.
He's not wasting any time doing it. Fully in control right now is Brent Banks.
But he needs to stop playing to the crowd and get back into the ring. Can't give Wheeler a chance to recover there. Now,
what a
Banks
combo.
with a cover. And Wheeler able to kick out.
Evades the super kick, gets him into a ripcord Michinoku driver. Always something new when you're watching Brent Banks.
Very exciting and intense by Banks, but hopefully he can follow up here for his sake. He's got Wheeler in a prone position, which you don't see very often from the Golden Gun.
Well, we're downtown Toronto where every district is high rent district, but Brent Banks going to the extremely high rent district here.
Climbing to the top rope. Banks giving a sign to that Wheeler fan. Wheeler's been down for a long time, rolls out of the way, but Banks rolling through. Let's see what happens here. Wheeler holding on to those top ropes with both hands.
There you see that strength advantage for Wheeler. He's got him up for a powerbomb.
Powerbomb, no, buckle bomb. Banks stunned. Now from the opposite corner, Wheeler misses. Now a couple of chops by Brent Banks. Now a whip into the opposite corner. Banks following up, stopped by a big boot to the face. Oh, the top rope Wheeler with a drop kick. Oh, drops Banks. Wheeler with the cover. Oh, Banks kicks out at 2.
Thought he had him with the twisting reverse DDT there.
Both men down, trying to recover their energy. Wheeler first man to a sitting position.
The cardio of Wheeler so impressive for a guy with the muscularity that he has. We saw Banks going to work on the body with those hooks a little earlier in the match. Maybe should have stuck with a strategy like that, keep the wind out of Wheeler.
Yeah, really something you don't expect out of Wheeler. Again, well, thought he was going to go for like a full Nelson.
Almost got caught.
Another reversal. Nope. Wheeler able to escape. Big boot to the face by Banks. Trying for the kick there is Wheeler. Oh, flips. And Wheeler lands face first on the mat. Banks now. Oh, little misstep there. Following up on. Oh, there's Wheeler. And Banks with sliced bread. 1, 2, Banks. Oh, that close to qualifying and breaking that first round losing streak in the Northern. Banks looking a little frustrated.
He's pulling out all the stops. You can tell these guys have both been around each other in the Smash scene, in the Ontario scene for a very long time, the way they counter and counter to each other there. Banks maybe thought he had it there with the sliced bread.
Brent looking very frustrated, wondering what he can do to finally put away Mark Wheeler.
He's getting rid of a little wrist tape here that's been dangling off.
See if that helps. Banks signaling to the crowd that he's going to put Wheeler away. I'm sure the Golden Gun will have something to say about that.
Wheeler, scarcely the energy to get up to a knee here.
Yeah, or this might be a ploy by Wheeler, maybe trying to foil whatever plans Banks has, or maybe make him expend some energy.
It's a great point, although I'd protect my face a little bit when I get dropped in. If I throw a play. There you go.
Oh, there, yeah. Little roll up there. Banks just able to kick out. Oh, another stiff shot to the face.
Didn't know Paul Smackage was making an appearance today.
Banks. Oh, what a cutter. Springboard cutter by Brent Banks. Can he follow up with a cover? And he does. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh! Wheeler just able to stay alive in this match.
What is Banks going to have to do at this rate?
Undaunted, Brent Banks now back to that high rent district you were talking about earlier, Blake.
Wheeler's going to cut it off, though. Roll out of the way.
Smart move by Mark Wheeler.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't like it, but that's ring IQ right there.
As winded as he is, he's still able to think clearly.
You see the look on Wheeler's face, though. He might have had the wherewithal to roll out of the way, but he is at a loss for where to go next, it looks like.
Well, sometimes it's that ring instinct that'll save you. Could be the difference between a win and a loss. Banks now on the hardest part of the ring, on the ring apron. What's he going for here? Either a pile driver or a suplex. Trading forearm shots now are Brent Banks and Mark Wheeler.
This is a dangerous spot to do this.
Sure is. Another forearm by Wheeler. Banks follows up with a couple of chops. And a third.
A couple fans with their phones out in the front row getting a good look at it, too.
Wheeler now, after getting Banks back in. Drops Banks.
Slingshot flatliner.
And Wheeler drops Banks, going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Mark Wheeler advances.
Winner of this contest and advancing to the fatal 5-way final, Mark Wheeler.
Well, there you have it. Mark Wheeler will, in fact, join his longtime nemesis, Von Vertigo, in the final of the Northern Tournament.
The feud of the year and the match of the year from 2024 are going to be revisited here in 2025, but which 3 wrestlers will join them, we'll see very shortly. That has got to be one of the most complete showings Mark Wheeler's put together in some time here in Smash.
That was really impressive. Banks took him to the limit, so we'll see what Mr. Wheeler has left in the final. And again, got to be a disappointment for Brent Banks. You can see the frustration as he leaves the ringside area.
The following contest is a first-round match in the Northern Tournament. Introducing first, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing at 170 pounds, he is the Catalyst Freestyle Champion, the Joe Pesci of Pro Wrestling, Big Papa Carter Mason.
And for Carter Mason, this is probably more than just trying to win a first-round match. He feels, as he has been really for the last couple of years, personally slighted by Smash Wrestling Management, this time for Mike Santana, who was supposed to be his opponent, pulling out today.
We'll get into that one a little bit more. Carter Mason also missed the Northern last year, which is a point of gripe. Everything's a point of gripe with Carter Mason, but particularly the 2024 Northern.
Well, Mason is going to take this one personally. He has a lot to show. And again, his obsession really has been trying to acquire that Smash Wrestling Championship. And this is the best way for him to do it, to qualify, is to win the 5-way elimination match. And again, to qualify for that, he's got to win this first round match.
And his opponent, from Ottawa, Ontario, weighing in at 206 pounds, the Eye of the Storm, London Lightning.
London Lightning will provide the opposition for Carter Mason. Last time we saw London Lightning here in this venue at the Rec Room, he was facing Raj Deshi, one of his heroes.
Yeah, London Lightning, he's shown up in Smash a couple of times now, and very impressive every time out. He did not get the victory against Raj Deshi, but very impressive showing. Got the Smash Wrestling crowd behind him pretty quickly and earned a nice show of respect from the Maharaja.
He did, and you know, the one thing I'll say about London Lightning is Mason using those underhanded tactics that he's become known for to attack London Lightning. But what I was going to say about Lightning is that he's faced a lot of quality opposition, a lot of veterans, gained a ton of experience from those appearances at AEW and Ring of Honor, and of course, as we mentioned, facing the Maharaja in Smash. So let's see how that plays into this matchup.
Now, you mentioned AEW. He's challenged Roderick Strong in the past. If he makes the finals, he's gone head-to-head with Von Vertigo here in Smash in the past, so a little familiarity there, but a tall task ahead with Carter Mason.
But Lightning with that early advantage now in the match after he was attacked by Carter Mason. And Mason, we just talked about the King of New York.
So says Carter Mason.
Wanting to show that Brooklyn attitude.
Well, at WrestleMania, Mike Santana and Carter Mason got into it a little bit, and Carter Mason was anticipating facing Santana with that King of New York title on the line. Now, that is not a physical title, that's a moniker, but Carter Mason believes he represents the boroughs. He represents the city of New York in a way that Mike Santana doesn't, which is, a little comical if you know Mike Santana. It's an interesting spot for Mason because he's frustrated by it, he's upset by it, but he has no choice but to turn the page quickly. And this is a very different style of opponent now that he's got to beat to move on in the Northern than Santana would have been.
It really is, and not a lot of notice for Carter Mason, but I think more than preparation for the opponent, he is using that chip on his shoulder to try to motivate himself to win the match against whatever opponent Smash Wrestling throws at him.
And one thing you don't have to worry about with Carter Mason is him taking an opponent lightly. You saw him try to get the jump on London Lightning. You see him using the wooden beams here at the historic rec room as well. And he's staying right on top of London Lightning early. He's not going to take this lightly.
Yeah, you better watch out with those beams from the historic venue. Otherwise, he's going to face a fine. I'm sure a big fine from Smash Wrestling management. Mason now jaw-jacking with referee Steve Sorensen.
It's also a level of experience here for Carter Mason. This is his third time in the Northern. He was in the 2019 and 2023 editions. I mentioned a little earlier, he was supposed to be in the 2024 Northern as well, but suffered an injury in a match here at Rec Room just before the Northern against Mustafa Ali, and felt that having Mustafa Ali put in his way right before the Northern was yet another slight from Smash Wrestling, yet another attempt to keep him away from that title picture.
Yeah, he's been a thorn, to say the least. As Mason goes for a cover here, London Lightning kicks out. He's been a thorn in the side of Smash Wrestling management for a while now, demanding title shots where he might not necessarily deserve them, according to Smash management.
And it's interesting how it played out in 2024. Tarek returns as a cover. Tarek returns, wins the Northern, so he gets the title shot at Super Showdown. Carter Mason comes out and says, hey, that should be mine. I wasn't able to participate in the Northern, and it's Smash Wrestling's fault. So he then beat Tarek to fight his way into that title match. The result of that is not only Psycho Mike retaining, but Carter Mason still feels he's owed a one-on-one title match that he never got. His best path to that now, of course, winning this tournament.
And of course, there were implications on Tarek too, with Mason inserting himself into the match that became a three-way, and that wasn't making anyone very happy. So now Mason going for another cover.
Well, think about it. We're watching this. We're only 2.5 matches into this tournament. We already know how grueling this is. We've seen the Northern before. If you're Tarek in 2024, you return and you win that tournament, and then you don't get the one-on-one title shot at Super Showdown that's supposed to come with it, that's tough. And then we'll see Psycho Mike against Tarek one-on-one finally later. He eventually did get that one-on-one shot, and then was on the ropes.
Yep. We'll follow up on that storyline as well.
So a lot of threads intertwining here. The main point being, if you're Carter Mason, clear path to a title shot if you win the Northern this time out. Nobody in your way, no multi-man match. This is your best chance.
Absolutely. He would love nothing more than to advance to the final. Crossbody there by Lightning, and now following up with a bunch of right hands to the head of Carter Mason. And now reverse atomic drop. Reversal by Mason, but Lightning.
Ooh.
Lightning quick out of the corner, drops Mason, and now a spine buster by London Lightning. Crowd firmly behind the Ottawa native here.
And how could you not be? This combination of strength and speed is not something you see a ton of. Really exciting wrestler.
And, just a good-looking kid. So easy to cheer for here.
They got a kind of an 80s style flow going on, the pink tights a la Bret Hart. And here you go, hanging, spinning suplex.
Net breaker. Lightning for the cover, very close to the ropes. Mason kicks out at 2. Having a little conversation with the referee there. Mason a little slow to get up here. That move really taking its toll on Carter Mason.
And really getting the crowd even further behind London Lightning here, letting them know they got his back.
Lightning holding on to the ropes there. Oh, big kick to the face. Mason now. Springboard off the second rope. DDT. Mason now going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Lightning kicking out at 2.9. Wow.
Very few guys as good at as Mason at using his body to get that kind of torque, flying off of the second rope into that tornado DDT.
Mason that close to being the third qualifier for the final of the Northern Tournament. Where's he going now?
He's got the ring bell.
I mean, a disqualification would basically end his chances, so he's really got to play this smart.
And I'll tell you this, there is no Roddy Piper WrestleMania 8 in Carter Mason whatsoever. He's not going to change his mind on using this thing.
Lightning catches him with a big flying knee. Going for the pinfall here. 1, 2. Mason just kicking out. But, man, you got to question that decision to bring the ring bell. That distracted him and clearly almost cost him.
Yeah, the 5-way elimination match a little bit later, maybe there's some referee discretion, but you get disqualified, you use the ring bell in this one. You're out. You're out of the Northern.
Lightning trying to... I don't know what he's doing, if he was trying to move the ring bell out of the way or threatening to use it on Mason. I think the referee's trying to talk him out of it.
Well, he's asking the crowd now. If you hit Carter Mason with that, you are out of this tournament. No.
Whoa! Mason hitting Lightning with the belt. The ref didn't see it. Going for the pinfall now. 1, 2, and Mason with the win.
Winner of this contest and advancing to the fatal 5-way final, Carter Mason.
Wow.
You don't have to like it, but you have to acknowledge that Carter Mason had a game plan there once he saw London Lightning with the ring bell, just laid in wait and then clobbers him with that Catalyst Freestyle Championship. The second the ref's back is turned, Carter Mason steals another one.
Very underhanded tactics used by Carter Mason.
Well, you hear him, man. He was responding to fam. He may as well be responding to you. He still won.
And really, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Carter Mason joining the V-Guy Von Vertigo and Mark Wheeler in that 5-man elimination final.
The following contest is a first-round match in the Northern Tournament. Introducing first, Hotch by Accelerate Energy, weighing at 233 pounds.
Jax Williams making his way to the ring. Jaw-dropping athletic excellence is what he says Jax stands for. He's got a tough task ahead of him today in this first-round matchup.
Rubber match with Johnny DeLuca. These two debuted around the same time in Smash. Their paths have crossed a couple of times. They do not like each other.
Johnny DeLuca at one point interrupting one of Jax Williams' post-match news conferences that we know are very important to Jax because he's trying to give some exposure to his sponsors and trying to attract more sponsors.
Say the name, Accelerate Energy Drink. Help him out.
I mean, we don't have to. We're not getting paid by Accelerate Energy. Johnny DeLuca with a massive opportunity here to qualify for the Northern Final and a chance at that Smash Wrestling Championship.
You mentioned the press conference. He interrupted when Jax was, as Jax does his post-match presser, but sponsored by Accelerate Energy Drink. It's out on the table and everything. Johnny DeLuca didn't take kindly to it. And then we saw Johnny DeLuca try to sing into Jax Williams a couple of months ago, joining Team Vertigo in a 3-on-3 match here at the Rec Room. Team Jax coming out ahead in that one. And because of that, Von Vertigo had to hawk Accelerate Energy Drink for a little while.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of history between these two men. And now Jax, DeLuca was ready for the sneak attack. Look at that athleticism by Johnny DeLuca, Mr. Electricity.
And if there's one thing you have to know about Johnny DeLuca coming into a match like this, there might not be a guy who's harder to hit in Smash Wrestling. He is one of the most evasive wrestlers. The quickness, the anticipation, the scouting he does for an opponent.
And that's the difference. We talk about it in sports all the time, the difference between speed and quickness. DeLuca is both speedy, but you can also see quickness in terms of getting out of the way and following up with moves. Didn't get out of the way of that clothesline by Jax Williams, though.
And it's fascinating how that plays out when these two guys have seen each other so much. One-on-one in one-on-one competition, have seen each other in multi-man matches. So Jax has seen this quickness, but does that make it easier to pick him off with a clothesline like that? There we see Johnny DeLuca countering the head scissors of his own.
They know each other so well. Jax obviously with the height advantage, but DeLuca definitely with the speed and quickness.
Yeah, Jax will have a power advantage too if he can catch him in something like this.
Oh, and he does. Vicious backbreaker there. Now, following up with the leg drop. And you can see DeLuca stunned. You see that look on his face. And kind of a tired kind of kick out by DeLuca. Didn't have a whole lot of electricity behind that kick out. I mean, one thing Jax Williams has been known for is that trash talking during his matches and partly trying to get some exposure, more for exposure for his sponsors.
And if you don't like the attitude Jax Williams brings to the ring, the aggression, you might actually blame Johnny DeLuca. If you go back to when these two first showed up and smashed together, Johnny DeLuca beat Jax Williams at the Franklin Horner Community Center, and it was after that loss that Jax Williams kind of went searching, and we saw him come back with a different attitude, a bigger mean streak, and it's pretty much been all upwards momentum for Jax Williams since then. Won a rubber match against Johnny DeLuca in London, made it to the finals of the Northern last year in a really impressive showing. He and Tarek met in the first round of that tournament, ended in a double pinfall, and then Jax Williams made it to the very end of what was a 6-man elimination match because of the draw in the first round. So he had a hell of a showing in this event last year, looking to win it all this time.
Very much like we saw with Mason, he's motivated for that Smash Wrestling Championship, and he will do whatever it takes to get another opportunity. And I'll say this. I think having sponsors behind him, being able to get some of those sponsors, does wonders for your confidence because you have people believing in you.
And look, I'll say this. My sources in the sports industry suggest that Accelerate Energy Drink is not the only company lined up to sponsor Jax Williams. I think there are more coming, maybe even imminently, if he can come out of this Northern with a strong showing, maybe even, imagine the payday and the sponsors lined up if he's got a title shot at Super Showdown.
Yeah, I mean, that would be incredible for him. Not that he should need a motivation beyond trying to qualify for the final and a chance at that Smash Wrestling Championship.
You know what's better than some bonus? Money? More money.
More money.
I've never had more money. I assume, though.
Well, Johnny DeLuca is not going to let Jax off easy here in this match.
Oh.
Wow, and there's that power we talked about from Jax Williams. Dropping DeLuca flat on his back. And you hear the boos from the fans.
Sucking wind through his mouth. That's never a good sign when a wrestler goes from breathing through their nose to breathing through their mouth this early in a match. You know that it's a little tough to get wind in right now.
Well, let's see how quickly Jax Williams can follow up here. He's definitely got the advantage at this point. Going to the middle rope. DeLuca's kind of stunned. Big and double axe handle.
That axe handle is brought to you specifically by Accelerate Energy Drink.
Oh, wow. We're now sponsoring moves.
There's a little bonus in the contract if Jax can pull that move off in match.
I said my microphone!
Jax wants to talk to the crowd in match. There's Smash microphone, not good enough for him.
Oh, wow.
He does have that customized Jax Williams one.
All right, we've seen that in press conferences.
The following break is brought to you by my sponsors. Please turn your attention to the screen for Accelerate Energy, now available in the Jax Power Punch.
Getting an in-match promo.
We're really stopping a match to do a sponsored promo. I mean, DeLuca is kind of stopped here a little bit by Jax Williams.
Being reclined, as it were.
Yes. Kind of a camel clutch.
Yeah, and look, if you aren't picking up on this on the YouTube feed at home, there was an Accelerant energy drink commercial playing on the screen here at Rec Room. There you go. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I've seen picture-in-picture and things like that.
Right. But not playing for the live crowd in attendance at the Rec Room, who are not really appreciating it. Oh, Jax with a vicious back elbow.
Yeah, certainly not going to appreciate that. He's got the microphone again.
Oh, come on.
I can hear you all love this so much. How about an encore? But I can't do it without my pal Johnny DeLuca.
Jax looking for Johnny DeLuca now. He wants to play the ad again.
Where's DeLuca? Oh, wait a minute. Where did DeLuca go? Oh, actually, he's right in front of us, Blake. He must have crawled under the ring.
Heads up, Jax.
And now through the ropes. What a dive by DeLuca.
That's a way to turn this thing around.
Williams stunned here. Maybe more just by the surprise of DeLuca coming out of the other side of the ring. Oh, misses with an elbow drop. DeLuca slides back into the ring.
There you see that elusiveness of DeLuca again, and there's some more. Oh,
that quickness. Rushing in is Jax Williams. DeLuca now from the middle rope. Big drop kick. And a kip up. DeLuca feeling it. He needs to follow up against Jax Williams. He's signaling this is the end.
Try to get the heavier, stronger Jax Williams up here.
I mean, DeLuca strong. Oh, reversal by Jax Williams. Rolls up. Does he have the tights? Yes. But Jax or DeLuca able to kick out.
Another handspring.
Oh, what a cutter! Going for the pinfall now. 1, 2. Oh! Jax Williams just kicks out. What an opportunity that was for Johnny DeLuca. It looked like he was going to advance to the finals of the Northern.
Well, all this evasiveness is great, but yeah, you got to hit him with something to keep him down at some point. That handspring cutter, nasty. Here we see it again.
Boom! Incredible move by by Johnny DeLuca.
He's going to try to go up top now to keep Williams down.
Jax now rolls to his knees. Ducks underneath. Oh! Big flying forearm into the corner. Jax Williams now. Big sit-down powerbomb. 1, 2, and 3.
The winner of this contest and advancing to the fatal 5-way finals, Jax Williams.
Well, an interesting development here so far where 3 of the winners of the first round made it to the final of the Northern last year. So there's going to be a real familiarity between Jax Williams, Von Vertigo, Mark Wheeler in there. Carter Mason was not in, of course, but very familiar with all of these names as well.
And there's also some bad blood there between a lot of these competitors. So really interested to see how the final is going to play out. We have one more first round match to come, and we'll see who qualifies for that final to join those first 4 we talked about.
And the further we go in these first round matchups, Jax Williams will not have as much time to recover as Von Vertigo did, as Carter Mason did, and as the biggest, strongest man in that match so far. You wonder how that plays. Johnny DeLuca's very frustrated here.
Well, we talked about how close he came a couple of times to winning that match and advancing to the final.
How close he's come to a couple of big wins recently in Smash Wrestling, but maybe not. Maybe a little frustrated he hasn't been able to get just over the hump just yet.
The following contest is the final first round match in the Northern Tournament. Introducing first, from Toledo, Ohio, weighing in at 205 pounds, representing the Great Hands,
Well, you see the shirt he's wearing in Ali We Trust, a member of the Great Hands with John Schuyler, a member of Order 4 with Mustafa Ali. Now, things have not been going the greatest for that group in TNA of late. We'll see if Jason Hotch can get some individual momentum going here in the Northern.
Well, Hotch was part of the TNA shows that were up in Brampton, Ontario, just a little northwest of where we are. And he accompanied Mustafa Ali to the ring on both Friday and Saturday. Friday for TNA Under Siege. So he's been in town for a while, and like you said, looking for some individual success here after a little tension between him and Mustafa Ali's group.
You want to talk about big matches in this area of late? Maple Leaf Pro the other week, Stu Grayson taking NWA champion Tom Latimer to the absolute limit. I don't know if I've ever heard a crowd get behind someone to that degree in a match for a title that wasn't the promotion's own, in a showcase title match.
And I'll have to give a lot of credit to Stu Grayson, a man who is known primarily at Smash as a tag team wrestler with Evil Uno, or Player Uno as he was known back in the early days with SSB, Super Smash Brothers. But he has really carved out a name for himself as a singles competitor. And again, coming off that Maple Leaf Pro appearance, he's got a lot of momentum heading into this match.
Yeah, the style is mostly the same now. SSB had a lot of tandem maneuvers, but a lot of those relied on Stu Grayson's striking ability, and that's what you're looking for in this one. If you're Jason Hotch, you got to be very aware of those kicks, those knees, those elbows. You heard it on the intro. Born and bred for combat, Stu Grayson can throw down.
And Stu's put on some muscle, it looks like, since maybe the last couple of times we've seen him. So this is I think it looks like a pretty evenly matched lockup between, two really tough competitors.
Yeah, Hotch certainly no slouch on his own. We've seen him here in Smash a handful of times of late. I believe this is his fourth match in Smash. Holds a win over Brent Banks, who we saw earlier in this tournament.
And there you see some of that power displayed early on by Stu Grayson, and with some athleticism to match. So he hasn't dropped any of those athletic maneuvers for the sake of that extra power and muscle he's added.
Nope, I will tell you, when we get to the striking portion of the match, though, Jason Hotch is going to feel that difference.
He will, no question about it. Still, Hotch and Grayson trying to feel each other out here. We're very early on in this final first round matchup of the Northern Tournament. The winner, of course, will join 4 other competitors in the elimination final, still to come later tonight.
And if you're Stu Grayson, what better way to elevate that singles run you're on than to make a claim for the Smash Wrestling Championship? If you're Jason Hotch, look, he's not inexperienced, but what a win it would be to get one over Stu Grayson and get yourself in the finals of that tournament. He's been around a little bit lately. He'd be a regular if he's in the Smash Wrestling title picture, that's for sure.
No question, yeah. What a huge opportunity for Hotch, and to show what he can do here. But tough match against a veteran like Stu Grayson.
Interesting to see what Hotch's strategy in this one. We mentioned that Grayson's more strike-oriented. Hotch, one of the better rounded guys we'll see. Maybe a little smaller than Grayson, but a huge and very strong lower half. Almost gets caught with a pin there.
Yeah, Stu Grayson catch. Oh, wow! Stu Grayson catching Jason Hotch there. Misses wildly. Oh, and now trips Jason Hotch. Oh! High impact move there by Grayson.
Hotch prone on the apron there for a little slingshot senton. That one.
And you can see it on Hotch's face. He really felt that one. Grayson rolls Hotch back into the ring.
Yeah, and you'll notice the crowd will not feel anything for Hotch whatsoever if he's on the wrong end. He has not ingratiated himself well to this Smash Wrestling crowd. And here he's trying to hold the ring apron to get a little bit of an edge. Oh!
And there you go. Distracting the official.
Yeah, for that throat strike and a big drop kick.
Hotch now going for the cover. Didn't hook a leg, though, so a relatively easy kick out by Grayson, even though he was a little stunned by that chop to the throat.
Yeah, congrats, you kicked out. Here are a couple boots to the face.
And some more illegal maneuvering by Jason Hotch, but he's being reprimanded by the official. Hotch is like, no, that's fine.
Yeah, you wonder how much
I stopped when he told me to stop.
Yeah, you get the full 5 count. And this is where being under the tutelage of a veteran wrestler like Mustafa Ali, you wonder what he's picked up, you know, in terms of even just being ringside to watch how Mustafa Ali operates. Big back.
Big back, yeah. Going for the cover here. Grayson kicking out a little bit slower, though, and a little bit more trouble. I mean, you mentioned some of the tactics that Hotch may have picked up from Mustafa Ali.
Grabbing him by the beard.
And now making a closed fist there. Telegraphing what's to come. Taking a lot of time, though. Blocked by Grayson. And returns a right of his own. Another block. Grayson now following up with a bunch of strikes here.
Yeah, now who's got the great hands?
Oh, big clothesline by Grayson. Another one sends him down. Grayson following up now. Whips him into the corner. Oh, nice evasion. Oh. What an ensuguri.
Big neck breaker.
Hotch drops Grayson, going for the cover now. 1, 2. Ooh. Kick out at 2.5 by Grayson. This would be a huge win for Mr. Hotch here at the Northern to qualify for the final. A couple of stomps now by Jason Hotch. And now another stomp to the midsection.
We've mentioned this in the earlier matches as well, but worth reminding you that this is the final first round match. So whoever comes out of this one with the W is going to have less time to recover. If you're Stu Grayson right now, you're getting your ankle stomped out, you're getting your windpipe stomped on, you get locked in a sharpshooter here, which of course the crowd isn't going to like. From, as he said as he was walking by us on his entrance, a proud American.
Yep.
He knows the crowd's not the biggest fan of that element right now. Grayson gets the ropes though.
Yeah, you see the, again, power that we talked about from Stu Grayson, being able to just muscle his way over to the ropes to break the sharpshooter. Hotch, though, taking his time to follow up.
He needs to stay on top of him a little bit here. Last thing you can do is let Grayson get a second win here.
And I'm not sure that slap to the head is going to help him out. Grayson now. Oh, nice suplex to Hotch.
That's big time. The strength to roll through with that and then kind of deadlift him up. Whew. Especially when you're hanging onto your oblique like that from the stomps to the midsection.
He's definitely softened up, but not as much as Hotch would have liked. Big right hand, though, to the jaw of Stu Grayson. Stops that whip, and Grayson does. Woo! And oh! What a throw. And another one.
Couple of
Grayson.
big belly-to-bellies. He's got his feet off the ground, yeah.
Hotch pleading with the referee. And a third one for good measure.
Referee can't save you there, yeah.
No, crowd enjoying what they're seeing. Now off the rope.
Lion salt.
What a move by Grayson. Going for the cover now. 1, 2. Barely kicking out is Jason Hotch. Yeah, referee saying the shoulder did come up. Grayson now appearing a little frustrated. He's got to regroup now and try to put this match away.
At least he's bought himself a little minute here to recover from some of the damage to the midsection Hotch has been going for.
But Hotch also having time to recover and does manage to get that boot up. Oh. Grayson stops Hotch with another hard right to the jaw.
You're not going to finish your sentence? Jason Hotch.
Exactly.
Here we go, fireman's carry.
Grayson, oh! Is he going to go for the cover? No.
Sit out TKO and a little
Going for the pinfall now. 1, 2, and oh! Quick kick out there by Jason Hotch. Narrowly avoiding the pinfall there from Stu Grayson.
Love the technique from Grayson. Wrap that arm up, keep the shoulder from, make it harder for the shoulder to get up. Obviously Hotch got it up in the end, but now Hotch is sized up. His knee pad's coming down. That exposed right knee, do a little extra damage.
Yeah, another power move that we're going to see here. Oh! Evaded there by Jason Hotch. Rolls up Grayson. Oh! What a power move! Into the bridge. 1, 2. Grayson just able to kick out.
Shades of Doug Williams with that one. Rolls through in a deadlift German.
What an incredible power move by Jason Hotch.
Here we're going to see that third belly to belly from Stu Grayson again.
Incredible.
This is a great show, and suplexes both directions.
But that bridge cover probably didn't give Hotch enough of that pressure point, I guess, to keep Grayson's shoulders down.
Oh, looking for a vertigo there. Grayson has it scouted.
Catches up, oh, with a big enziguri to the back of the head. Shades of Bruiser Brody there.
Yeah.
Bad news, here I come. All right. Oh, but Stu beats him in the middle of the ring with that high knee. He might be knocked out. Hotch not really moving, other than some. All right, he's trying to get up. Stu now getting him up over the shoulder.
Here we go.
And across the knee, Grayson going for the cover. 1, 2, and there's the 3 count.
What a match.
Incredible.
The winner of this contest and advancing to the fatal 5-way final, Stu Grayson.
Well, there you go. The 5-way final is set for later on tonight. It'll be Von Vertigo versus Mark Wheeler versus Carter Mason versus Jack Williams versus Stu Grayson in the elimination final for the Northern Tournament.
And before we get to that final, we'll find out who they'll be challenging, the winner of that match at Super Showdown. We got Psycho Mike and Tarek in a title match coming up in a little bit as well.
Can't wait for that. And the winner, again, of this Northern Tournament will face the champ at Super Showdown, the biggest card of the summer at Smash Wrestling.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Hi, it's me, Kingsley. Hi, it's me, Kingsley.
Introducing first, tuning in from Sydney, Australia, the Style Siren, Kingsley!
I'm on where you wanna take a ride. You wanna feel every step backslide. I'm hot and body to pick up line. Gotta say my name about 20 times. Say my name, Kingsley. Say my name. Don't you wanna good? You come you should wanna say my name. Don't you wanna good? You come you should wanna say my name. Hi, it's me, Kingsley. Hi, it's me, Kingsley. Come on, baby, wanna take that?
Welcome back to the second half of Smash Wrestling, the Northern Tournament, and we will kick it off with some singing, apparently. And if this newcomer, Kingsley from Australia, is as good a wrestler as she is a singer, her competitor is going to be up for a tough match.
Yeah, well, Kingsley's going to get tested really quick in a really major way in her Canadian debut here.
And her opponent from Moscow, Russia, she's the TNA Wrestling Knockout Champion, Russian Dynamite.
Well, the TNA Knockouts champion, fresh off a couple of dates here in Toronto for TNA, is at Smash Wrestling at the Northern Tournament. And her opponent, Kingsley, this has got to be, Blake, probably the toughest match, the biggest match of her entire career.
And the bubbly demeanor has come off quickly. She rolls out of the ring, give Masha her space, and yeah, maybe rethinking things just a little bit. Biggest match of her career, yeah, absolutely. This is the title is not on the line here, but this is the TNA Knockouts Championship. This is the first match she's wrestling in Canada. A lot on the line here, a lot to prove for Kingsley.
And Masha coming off a big win at TNA Under Siege on Friday night in Brampton, Ontario, just northwest of here, against Victoria Crawford. Of course, that match was marred by some outside interference by Robert Stone, but Masha doesn't look like she'll have to deal with any outside interference in this match. Just a straight one-on-one matchup, it looks like, against the young but game Kingsley.
I believe it's Sheriff Stone, by the way.
It is Sheriff Stone.
He's been promoted. Respect the badge. Come on.
I got a couple of great pictures of Robert Stone holding up the badge.
I gotta say, for anyone who doesn't follow you on Instagram, some tremendous wrestling photography. Obviously, you're on commentary with me here today, so we won't get your snaps from Smash Wrestling, but it's a lot of great stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a busy couple of days with TNA.
By the way, we just saw a boot from Masha Slamovich. You got quite the picture of Masha Slamovich delivering one of those boots to Victoria Crawford as well.
Thanks. Yeah, that was, sometimes you get lucky. That was one of my most recent posts, so I'll just put myself over. Check it out, @SteveTSN on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find a lot of my pictures there.
There you go. I was trying to put Masha over as much as you, but here we go. Masha taking a little siesta as Kingsley tries to get her bearings here in a new country and in deep waters early on.
Oh, all right. Kingsley obviously realizing she's got to resort to some other tactics if she's going to get the one-up on Masha Slamovich, and going for that early cover here. Need more than that to put away the TNA Knockouts champion, though. I like the confidence that Kingsley has come in here with. She's not intimidated by Masha Slamovich.
Well, the style siren is not wanting for... If you're going to come to the ring singing, you're not wanting for confidence.
And also very chatty, it looks like, in the ring. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Kingsley. I don't think that Masha is, though.
No, I dig the old school Lakers color gear as well.
Yep, as an 80s NBA fan, I will definitely agree with your take on that one.
I'm a little younger than that, but, you know, the throwback for me. Here we see some wicked striking from the Knockouts champ. Oh, big collision
Kingsley catches Masha with a little bit of a clothesline there. Masha looks like she's hurting, just able to kick out, though.
Well, she looks like she's hurting. We also just heard Kingsley let out an ow. I think she got just as much of that striking exchange as Masha did. Interesting strategically. I don't think Kingsley wants to get in a strike-for-strike battle with Slamovich for too long, but here to change the tides quickly. Oh, there you go. There you see some underhanded tactics, a little fistful of hair, and now into the pin.
Masha able to kick out at about 1.5. Seeing a more aggressive side of Kingsley than I suppose I expected after seeing the bubbly version coming out and singing. Oh, big kick by Kingsley to Masha. And still holding on to that right arm, and another kick. And Masha, you can tell, in pain. Oh, caught by the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Blocks a right, blocks another right. Masha coming back with some strikes now. Oh, Kingsley able to hit Masha and connect there. Big boot to the face, though, by the TNA World Champion. Masha now following up with a big knee in the corner. And another kick. Wow. Down goes Kingsley. Now Masha off the ropes. Oh! Big spinning kick there. Going for the cover now. 1, 2. Pretty strong kick out there by Kingsley despite the offense from Masha Slamovich.
I'm amazed every time we see the TNA Knockouts champion, the array of kicks she has in her repertoire. She can get them off from pretty much any angle, any situation.
Masha was looking to get Kingsley up, but Kingsley blocks it and hits her with a forearm. Masha returning it, though. Kingsley stunned, but recovers to deliver another elbow to Masha. Just trading those forearms back and forth. Like how Kingsley wound up there. Going to a wind-up much like a baseball pitcher, let's say. That one was for you, Blake.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, this is not like a baseball pitcher. This is like a world champion.
Oh, kind of a belly-to-belly there. Going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, the TNA champ just kicks out. Again, the title not on the line here, but what a huge win this would be for Kingsley.
You think about what is on the line. Kingsley would probably not only have a claim for a TNA Knockouts Championship title shot in the future, but whoever comes out of this match might have something to say to Jody Threat, the Smash Women's Champion. Masha has challenged for that title here in Smash before and come up short, but those two have crossed paths plenty between here and TNA.
Big kicks to Kingsley by Masha Slamovich, and now she's going to try to get Kingsley up again. Pile driver, going for the cover. 1, 2, and 3.
Winner of this contest, Masha Slamovich.
The TNA World Champion, TNA Knockouts World Champion, with a big win here at the Northern Tournament, but a valiant effort by the newcomer Kingsley, really showing something here, and she'll be in Canada for a couple of years, so maybe this isn't the last time we are going to see Kingsley in a Smash Wrestling ring.
Oh, quite the ugly crying face on the sorry, not ugly. It's a dramatic cry on the outside of the ring there from Kingsley. I really do hope we get to see more of her, though. That was a heck of a showing for your first match in the country, and with such a tough competitor in Masha Slamovich.
And here we go, a lot of anticipation for this one. The Smash Wrestling World Championship is on the line. Tarek, again looking to become a 2-time Smash Wrestling World Champion, will be facing Psycho Mike, who has held the title since Super Showdown last year.
This is Tarek's third crack at the title since returning ahead of the Northern last year, but we'll tell you all about why, in Tarek's eyes, this is the first time he's getting a fair, clean, one-on-one shot at Psycho Mike.
And Tarek, of course, one of the more dangerous competitors here at Smash. There's a great article by Sully Khan on slamwrestling.net on Tarek that just came out earlier on Sunday. Everyone should check that out. A lot of good insight into Tarek's career and what the turning point was for him from his early days. And of course, no stranger to the Smash Wrestling fans, the king of the body slams, the king of the hard cam, Psycho Mike, the Smash Wrestling World Champion, making his way to the ring for his latest title defense.
Well, this is day 644, and of those 644 days, this has maybe been the most precarious of those days to say, and counting. One of his biggest tests yet. And yeah, he did beat Tarek not that long ago, but in controversial fashion. The rope in play on the final pinfall, and Tarek reminding the official early on here, hey, heads up with that bottom rope.
And I believe it's the same official.
get started. Sebastian Schwab, can you come out here, man?
Oh boy. Calling out the boss man.
Calling out the owner of Smash Wrestling.
In his fancy shirt.
Yeah, and they had a confrontation after that match last time.
You got the mic, man. You're not doing the talking right now, okay? Typical reaction for somebody who plays by the rules. Any given Sunday, I wrestled Psycho Mike, February, London, Ontario. And I have a problem with this referee right here. I have my foot on the bottom rope towards the end of that match, and miraculously, he didn't see that. So I would say I should be Smash Wrestling Champion right now. So don't try to big face this guy, man. I don't trust you. I don't trust you, man. So why don't you replace this guy with somebody that knows how to do his job? You got Jimmy Corderas, bring him out here, man.
You're really going to question the integrity of one of the top referees in this country for the past decade plus. But I'll tell you what, he's just as much a consummate professional as I am. So you know what? If it really puts you at ease to see another ref in this ring, and to make no more excuses, we can play by that. You good with that? Let's get another referee out there. Let's get another referee out.
Wow. I mean, Sebastian Schwab, a former wrestler, being, I guess a wrestler-friendly boss.
A former wrestler who has a lot of history with Tarek, too.
Sure.
So we'll get a different official in here.
And this is
The
Ken.
following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it is for the Smash Wrestling World Championship. Introducing first, in the corner to my right, the challenger. From Calgary, Alberta, weighing tonight at 205 pounds, Mr. Punch, Kick, Chop, Terry! And his opponent in the corner to my left, from Psychoville, weighing in at 235 pounds, he is the reigning and defending Smash Wrestling World Champion, Psycho Mike!
And here we go, the intros from Dustin Peary. We are set for this Smash Wrestling World title match. We have a new referee in the ring, but certainly no slouch. Ken Kensington, a veteran of the Ontario independent wrestling scene, has been around. He's a respected referee. Tarek got his wish, got the referee of his choosing, or at least got the referee that he didn't like, that in his mind cost him the chance, yeah.
Now, it's an interesting claim. He says he should be Smash Wrestling World Champion, and I would agree with him that he shouldn't have lost that match at that point. The match may have continued.
Exactly.
We can't assume Tarek would have beat Psycho Mike from there, but I'm really glad we're going to get to see this now again without that controversial finish, because this is two of the greatest Smash Wrestling champions we've had, and two of the hottest guys in Smash Wrestling. For Psycho Mike for the better part of 2 years now, and for Tarek since he came back ahead of the Northern last year to earn that title shot in the first place.
Yeah, Tarek, in fact, a two-time winner of the Northern Tournament.
The only two-time winner?
The only two-time winner.
Last year he came back before the Northern, made his presence felt in a four-way title match, laid everyone out, then went on to back that up in the Northern, winning the tournament. Actually, a draw in his first-round match, a double pin with Jax Williams. Then the elimination match, the six-man elimination portion of the tournament came down to him and Jax again. He comes up with the W. But as we talked about during Carter Mason's first-round match earlier, Tarek didn't initially get that one-on-one match. Carter Mason had been injured and missed the Northern. Believes Smash Wrestling management had a hand in him missing the tournament by giving him Mustafa Ali beforehand. And so Carter Mason then beat Tarek, inserted himself into the match as a three-way, a whole mess of things, and now here, a year later, we're finally seeing Tarek get this one-on-one shot. Very aware of Psycho Mike's body slam proclivity and getting the heck out of Dodge.
And I think to your point, I mean, maybe replacing the referee is almost a receipt from Smash Management. Hey, we know we screwed you out of a one-on-one match last time that you deserved and earned.
Now, to be clear, I don't think the official is an issue. I don't think he would have been an issue in here. There's a long track record there. Sometimes mistakes happen in the course of a match.
But as you know, with professional athletes, sometimes you need, on the mental side to tell yourself what you need to in order to succeed.
Hey, I've covered Fred VanVleet and Ben Taylor. I am no stranger to players and professional athletes with soured relationships with officials. The sour relationship between Psycho Mike's jaw and that elbow from Tarek.
I mean, sometimes you just need to tell yourself what you need to in order to motivate, and it may not be true, but if it helps, then...
If it helps the confidence, you're coming in here, you didn't get it done in the triple threat at Super Showdown, and fine, that's a triple threat. You thought it should be a one-on-one. You didn't get it done in the one-on-one match. Maybe, you have to point to, the official. It was a triple threat. Carter Mason got inserted to keep that confidence level high, because you're not going to beat Psycho Mike at anything less than your 100% physical best and 100% mental best.
No question about that. And again, we mentioned this match taking place at the Northern Tournament. Still to come tonight is the 5-man elimination final. The winner of that elimination final will face whoever the winner is of this match between Tarek and Psycho Mike at Super Showdown. So lots of implications between the next 2 matches that we're going to see here at the Northern Tournament.
Mike looking for a stunner there, it looked like. We see Tarek.
Complete with the bird and everything.
We often see Tarek use a backpack stunner, not quite the same, and certainly no bird there.
Nope.
Something that's interesting to me here now, even if you agree that Tarek has a gripe with how the last 2 title matches went, we have seen a bit of a shift in attitude from Tarek over the last little bit. He got into it with Kevin Blackwood a little bit, declining. Oh, there's a body slam. Declining to show the sign of respect after the match. Here we saw him get in the face of Sebastian Schwab. What have you made of that element? Because it's one thing to try to keep your confidence up in the ring, but we've seen Tarek get a little bit more aggressive, get a little more like the Tarek of old, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite fourth gun Tarek, but but from what I've seen, I think he's doing what he feels he needs to do to not get screwed around, as he said.
Well, what he needs to do right now is get out of this body slam somehow.
There's another one by Psycho Mike. Going for the pinfall here. 1, 2. Looking for an early end to this title match. But Tarek able to kick out at 2. I really don't have an issue with Tarek's behavior, if I can use that term. I think he's doing what he needs to do in order to get an advantage and, again, to get that mental edge. Oh, Tarek. I mean, as we say that, throwing the referee in front of Psycho Mike.
Well, and what did he say when he brought Sebastian Schwab out? As someone who follows the rules, this is how I feel about that outcome. Skirting it a little bit there, throwing the ref in harm's way.
Just a little. I mean, he could say, I expected Mike to stop.
Springboard, empty, out of nowhere. I've seen it happen. Just wanted to be safe, okay? Trust me if we want to live. Don't worry about me. I got everything under control.
Does he have everything under control? Because here's Tarek.
Waiting for Psycho Mike. Wow.
Mike might be out on his feet. Tarek might be the only thing keeping him up right now.
He looks quite stunned there. Tarek throwing Mike into the corner.
There's no worse place to be in a match against Tarek than in the corner.
Nope. That's where he delivers. Oh, missing with that heavy chop. And Mike catches him with a back elbow. And Tarek preventing that double kick. What
innovative
a clothesline. That was tremendous from Tarek off that second rope. Going for the cover here. And you're not going to pin the world champion like that. But he's got Mike softened up a little at this point. Mike's struggling a little to get to his feet.
Maybe a little bit of psychological play there. Now, Psycho Mike, not normally the guy that you can play the head games with.
No, he would be the innovator of said head games. Tarek now again widening up with a big punch.
I mentioned no worse place to be against Tarek than the corner. You get the punches, the kicks, and the chops all in there. He'll get moving a little bit to deliver some of those strikes with momentum, but right now he's
the three amigos of Smash Wrestling, if you will.
The punch, kick, chop.
The punch, kick, chop.
Yeah.
Snapmare takes over Mike, and a big chop to a sitting prone Psycho Mike. 2 count a little closer there. Well, Mike, again, world champion for over 600 days, and you alluded to it earlier, Blake. He might be in as big trouble with that world championship as he has been during this entire reign.
Well, the crowd letting Tarek know they disagree, saying you can't beat him.
Well, let's see if a mentally tough Tarek can handle that reaction from the fans.
Well, he certainly heard it. He certainly let him know he disagrees, and now he's on the other side of some punches here.
Mike trying to pull Tarek to his feet. Big forearm in the corner. Stuns Tarek.
There's a lot
the challenger now with the reversal. Mike into the corner. How's Tarek going to follow up? Again, Mike with a chance to recover here, and he gets those legs up, but Tarek now again trying that move off the middle rope, but Mike was ready for it.
That's a savvy.
Psycho Mike now. Big body slam to Tarek.
And just think, if he can pull that off against the Billy Guns and Rhinos of the world, imagine how forceful that is against Tarek.
Making reference to, of course, Psycho Mike's appearance at Maple Leaf Pro, Northern Rising, a couple of weeks ago.
Standout performance, I'd say, in that 20-man gauntlet match. He's, of course, also faced Rhino for the title here.
He did, in fact, and then they teamed up.
Yeah, one of his 17 defenses of the title so far.
Amazing. That is a very busy title defense schedule. Big headbutt. Seemed to stun Mike as much as Tarek.
Worth noting, too, here on a night of the Northern 2025, that Mike first earned that title shot against Kevin Bennett. Now, Kevin Bennett had been ducking him for a while, trying to jump through hoops, but by winning the Northern in 2023.
And Mike, we checked our stats. He is the only winner of the tournament to then go on and win the Smash Wrestling title as a result of qualifying for that title match.
Tarek, meanwhile, a mixed history with this event. Of course, winning the Northern twice, like we said. But back in the Northern 2019, that was the night he lost the Smash Wrestling Championship to Kevin Bennett. So this, I'm sure he has mixed feelings about this event.
He does.
No mixed feelings about that body slam. Only negative feelings.
Mike has caught Tarek with a series now of body slams. That's got to be taking its toll on the challenger, Tarek. And Mike now, corner to corner. Tarek now, that big flying elbow catches Psycho Mike. And now there's that setting up for that
backpack.
Yeah. Mike, though, ready for it, pushes off Tarek. And now Mike, big kick. That is vintage Psycho Mike now back off the ropes, misses with the clothesline. Tarek, fireman's carry. And big kick to the face of Psycho Mike. Almost knocked out now. Mike catches Tarek with a big clothesline. Tarek down, Mike for the cover. 1, 2. And Tarek almost saw that title opportunity slip away.
We're starting to see here, too, how well these two know each other. The third time being in a match of some sort for the title in the last year, not even a full year. They've also, of course, been longtime Smash Wrestling presences. So you see Psycho Mike grabbing Tarek when he goes off. You see Tarek knowing how to, if not evade the body slam, get the heck out of dodge after you get hit with one.
And as you mentioned, Tarek being a former champion, he knows a lot of these tricks of the trade. So it's not only knowing your opponent, but it's also being a former champion. Knowing how to handle yourself in adversity.
Looks like Mike's maybe going for an avalanche body slam up here. Tarek fighting that off, knowing the risk he's in there.
Now rolling. Tarek, big kick to the head of Psycho Mike. And now he's got him in that. Drops Mike. Going for the cover now is Tarek. 1, 2, Mike just kicking out. That was Tarek's best opportunity at this point in the match.
And you could see, and here we'll see a replay of this backpack stunner. And this time, the first time Tarek went for it, Mike able to push out of it, see it coming. This time just doesn't have the wherewithal, doesn't have the strength to get out of it. That's where you see, and now we're going to see some vintage Tarek with Mike hung over the rope here.
Tarek lining up Psycho Mike, signifying that this is the end of the World Champion's reign. And there it is, the big flying elbow. Gets back into the ring. Following up here now, again into that fireman's carry. And catches Mike with the leg.
He might be out.
Going for another cover. One, hooks the leg. Oh! Another kick out just in the nick of time by Psycho Mike. That World Championship came very close to changing hands right there.
And Mike just slumped into a pile after Tarek delivered that kick. I thought that was it. Tarek thought it was it too by the looks of it.
But undaunted, he hasn't lost any of that confidence. He's looking to follow up. You can see how serious, like he knows this is, again, another chance and maybe one of his final chances to cash in and win this Smash Wrestling World Championship for a second time. Mike, though, big
height
kick.
on
How
that.
did he get that high up? I know. Mike now.
Mike maybe looking for a top rope fisherman there.
Fisherman suplex, yeah.
Tarek fights him off. I can't believe he got up that high for the pump kick. He should have.
Tarek now lining up Mike. Oh, big knee drops it on the back of Psycho Mike's head now. Going for the pin. Here is the cover. 1, 2, and oh! Shades of the last match. Mike gets his foot on the ropes.
And this time the official notices.
He noticed. I don't think there's any controversy here as the ref, Ken Kensington, explaining to Tarek that Mike did manage to get his foot on the ropes before the count of 3.
And that's got to get in the head of Tarek. You were that close to becoming a 2-time Smash Wrestling champion. And what's worse, it's a reminder of the way in which you came up short. Oh my God!
A kick to the referee. What is Tarek doing? I get that he's frustrated, but you can't take that out on the referee.
And it was the right call.
It was the right call. He's got no one to blame but himself. Mike now recovering enough. Oh! And with the referee knocked out, Psycho Mike hits Tarek with a low blow. Mike now another one.
A ripcord low blow. And a body slam.
And now Steve Sorensen, the original referee who was scheduled for this match, running into the ring. Mike drops Tarek, going for the cover. 1, 2, the quick count. And Psycho Mike retains.
Fast count?
The winner of this contest, and still Smash Wrestling World Champion, Psycho Mike!
I mean, actions have consequences, and the referee did obviously not take kindly to having his integrity challenged by Tarek, and maybe this is the receipt for that.
There you see the replay of the fisherman buster that won it, but not only his integrity challenge, but to see Tarek then physically take out his frustration on another official. Now that's not necessarily a justification for a quicker count, and I think that was, and I think Tarek's going to tell Sebastian Suave afterward that that was a quicker count, but for now, the 644-day reign of Psycho Mike continues.
And congratulations to Psycho Mike, who will face next for the championship the winner of the Northern Tournament Final, still to come.
Hopefully our official's okay here. That was a nasty springboard disaster kick.
I mean, we talked before about it, the possibility of this being it for Tarek. But maybe now he's got an argument with the way that fast count went down.
The following contest is an elimination fatal 5-way match. It is your main event of the evening. And the winner will be the #1 contender to the Smash Wrestling World first, from North Havenbrook, Ontario, weighing in at 175 pounds, the speed guy, Vertigo.
And Blake, we've talked a lot about these tournament matches and maybe the advantage of going early and that chance to recover. Vertigo's opening match against Jimmy Townsen was 2 hours ago. That is quite a long time to recover, especially when you're facing someone that, like Stu Grayson, who had his most recent match maybe an hour ago or not even.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a challenge to stay warm in that time, but the freshest.
This is the participant number 2 from Hamilton, Ontario, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Golden Gun, Mark Wheeler.
And here you see the result of that. Mark Wheeler coming out with a sore jaw from the last match, a little bit of bruising on the back, and these two guys know each other well, and they do not like each other whatsoever. The feud of the year in 2024 in Smash Wrestling.
Feud of the year, match of the year with that no-holds-barred match. There's a lot of bad blood that I'm sure has not dissipated over time.
Speaking of bad blood,
Interesting participant number 3 from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 175 pounds. He is the Catalyst Freestyle Champion, the Joe Pesci of pro wrestling, Big Papa Carter Mason.
Mason coming to the ring with that typical chip on his shoulder. Always got something to prove, always thinks he should be in the title picture, and this is one of his best opportunities if he can win this 5-way elimination match and qualify for the number 1 contender match against Psycho Mike.
Interesting participant number 4, brought to you by Accelerate Energy, weighing in at 233 pounds, Jack Williams.
when you talk about Von Vertigo has had the longest time to recover, Stu Grayson the shortest time to recover. Jax Williams, though, the only participant in this match who had the benefit of Accelerate Energy drink to rehydrate and recover between matches.
And also doing one of the fans here at the Rec Room a favor and letting her taste some of the Accelerate Energy drink.
That's the only way I still have a voice 2+ hours into the show.
Absolutely.
Don't check the tape on what brand I was actually drinking. Here we go.
Interesting participant number 5. From the Duca, weighing in 193 pounds, born and bred for combat, Stu Grayson.
And there is Stu Grayson, bred for combat, bred for this 5-man elimination match that will decide the number 1 contender for the Smash Wrestling World Championship. Stu Grayson looks ready to go. The other 4 competitors are ready to go. Steve Sorensen, the referee in the ring.
And he's going to have his hands full in this one.
And again, as we mentioned, it's a 5-man elimination final. Pinfall and submission, the only way to win the match.
Here we go.
And we are underway here. One of the unique things about this Northern Tournament final, this is the first time that 5 Canadians have qualified for the final. 5 Canadians. Of course, we're not sure about Carter Mason, who claims to be from...
What did you just say about 5 Canadians in this match?
This is the first time 5 Canadians, but you claim to be from Brooklyn, but
what do you mean claim to be? What do you mean claim?
You used to be known.
Born and raised.
You were the king of the North.
Never heard of him. What I know is that I'm Big Papa Carter Mason, born and bred Brooklyn, New York. I could put 10 names up there to attest to it. You could go ask Homicide, Mr. 187, about Carter Mason in Brooklyn, New York. He doesn't know nothing about King of the North. I don't know who that is. What I do know is that this match is an elimination match, and those 4 Canadians are going to beat the piss out of each other while this American sits here and waits. And I'm going to scope my moment, wait till I'm down to the last man, and take the victory home.
So that's your strategy, is just to sit it out, wait until they beat each other up, and then sneak in and try to steal a win at the last minute.
You say sneak in. They all said I cheated, but I just keep seeing myself become victorious. So I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Well, we see
You keep talking that way, I'm going to put a beating on you like Tampa Bay did to the Jays today.
That will be painful if you watch the Jays game today. I mean, since you're here, you're watching the match, who to you is the most serious contender for it? Like, who are you most concerned about going up against?
Me, myself, and I, because nobody's going to beat me except me. You think these four Canadians are going to beat this American from New York? These South Canadians? Come on. Were they all from Ontario? We got one Quebecer. So maybe Stu Grayson. I hear they're a little bit more tough than you boys down here in Ontario. But me, myself, and I, if I lose, it's because of me. Because I got distracted. Because I wasn't paying attention. Not because they're better than me. No Canadian's going to beat an American. Are you out of your mind?
I'm hearing a lot of self-confidence from you. Does that come from being a New Yorker?
Born and bred, yeah. I mean, I've proven my confidence. I've earned my confidence. Show me why I should not be confident. Show me a claim that I haven't backed up. Matter of fact, let me go back some more.
All right. Thank you, Carter Mason, for joining us. And Blake Murphy is back on commentary as Carter Mason, I mean, he said he's not going to sneak into the ring, but if you look at his body language, that's pretty much what he's doing right now.
Oh, he cuts Von Vertigo.
Oh! Nice cutter there and a big kick to the head. Mason now grabbing that title belt or chain.
It's the Catalyst Freestyle Wrestling
Yes,
Championship.
thank you.
I got you.
And misses. Oh. And again, in a five-way, there are no disqualifications. Pinfall or submission only.
Oh!
And Vertigo! Wow!
Carter Mason has been eliminated.
Well, Mason's strategy backfires. At first, he came and joined us on commentary, said he'd just wait while those guys eliminate each other, saw an opportunity to strike with that championship, and instead he took Shining Wizard for Von Vertigo.
He's going to have to, go back to the drawing board and rethink his strategy. I did not understand that move at all. I mean, you're right. Once he kind of stated that he was going to wait it out, I didn't understand why he ran back in so soon.
Well,
but
I'm
grateful to have you back on commentary.
Thanks, yeah. A little more friendly, a little easier to get along with, I think. He was giving it to you pretty good.
He was.
But strategy-wise, I at least understand you've got to get everyone out of the match at some point. If you see Wheeler and Jax connect there. If you see a point to maybe sneak an elimination, sure. But that one backfired big time.
It did. Steve Sorensen, our referee, getting a little more involved again in this second match in a row.
We'll call that an unintentionally assisted tornado DDT, I guess. Oh, Jax with the big tomahawk elbow in the corner.
And now picks Vertigo up. And, lung blower. Catches Vertigo. Jax going for the pinfall. Oh, Vertigo just kicks out in the nick of time. Again, 5-man elimination tournament or match here. Carter Mason has already been pinned.
There we see that tornado DDT from Vertigo to Stu Grayson again.
4 men left vying for that #1 contender spot for the Smash Wrestling World Championship. Jax missing wildly with the clothesline. Caught by Stu Grayson. Grayson out. Back-to-back suplex on Wheeler. Now he catches with a German to Vertigo.
German for everyone. And why not
And
a little
now
belly to
belly
belly?
to back. Whoa.
Over the head. And another one.
To Wheeler.
Yeah, finish it off.
This is like an episode of Oprah. Suplex for everyone. Stu Grayson in control of what's now a 4-way elimination match.
Big knee to Jax Williams. We saw him lay out Jason Hotch in a major way with one of those running knees in his first round match.
Grayson now with Jax on his shoulder, drops him on the knee, hooks the leg for the cover.
Wow.
And Jax Williams eliminated.
Jax Williams has been eliminated.
Quick roll by Wheeler. That's got to be an upset. Stu Grayson is out.
Grayson has been eliminated.
Well, when you look at what we're down to for a final two here, the 2024 feud of the year, the 2024 match of the year, two guys who hate each other with a passion in Mark Wheeler and Von Vertigo. And Steve, get this, these two can claim that the other kept them out of the title picture for all of 2024. They were too distracted with each other, and now they're the path back to the title.
Vertigo rolls up Wheeler there almost with a chance. This is almost like, I don't want to overstate the comparison, but Stone Cold and The Rock, when they had personal feuds, but it was always for the title, it seemed. Oh, big forearm by Vertigo. Wheeler laid out. Oh! Only a 2 as Wheeler's able to get that shoulder up. Vertigo looked a little too exhausted to hook either of the legs.
You got to dig deep at this point in the match, at this point in the tournament. You got to put aside those, if you're Von Vertigo and you're looking at Mark Wheeler's beating you with low blows in the past, if you're Mark Wheeler and you're thinking Von Vertigo's beat you on the biggest stage in the past, you've got to put all that aside. You just heard Mark Wheeler say, I'm so sick of you. Can't focus on any of that right now, just the match in front of you.
You have to look at your opponent as an obstacle, as a means to an end. And a chance at the world title has got to be more important than any personal vendetta or feud that you have with your opponent. Incredible series of moves there. Vertigo drops Wheeler onto his knee. 1, 2. Wheeler just able to kick out.
And Vertigo trying to stay on top here. Don't let Wheeler get back to a base where he can use that striking and strength advantage. He's got him in a Boston Crab.
I mean, Vertigo, despite all the different feuds with Jax Williams, with Mark Wheeler, he has also been focused on an opportunity to win that world championship.
He's only gotten that shot in multiple person situations, so this is the closest he's been to a one-on-one match for the title.
Oh!
You see that slingshot flatliner variant from Wheeler.
Vertigo favoring that head. Now Wheeler going for the pin. Vertigo just able to get his shoulder up.
It's not going to take much more than that. If Wheeler had landed that one fully flush, you wonder if he's headed to Super Showdown for a title shot against Psycho Mike.
Wheeler now, he's got to forget about how quote-unquote sick he is of Von Vertigo.
Crowd here at the Rec Room firmly behind Von Vertigo. You hear the V-Guy chants picking up, trying to rally him.
Wheeler trying to get Vertigo to his feet. Oh, sneaky move there by Vertigo.
Wheeler looking for a full Nelson and almost gets rolled up.
1,
There's another
2.
one.
Oh. Vertigo again,
just
rolls
keeps
him up.
coming.
Pinfall coming, he's got him wrapped up. Oh! So close.
Just barely. Oh!
What a vicious super kick.
This is Wheeler's chance.
Vertigo reeling now.
Spinning Uranagi.
Wheeler with a huge win. Mark Wheeler.
The winner of this contest and the #1 contender for the Smash Wrestling World Championship, the Golden Gun, Mark Wheeler.
Wow, tremendous showing and opportunity for Mark Wheeler here, winning the Northern Tournament.
There you see the replay of that spinning Uranagi that gets Wheeler the match, the tournament, the #1 contendership, the shot against Psycho Mike at Super Showdown.
And Wheeler celebrating in his own unique way. He is happy for himself. Can't really blame him. This is going to be a tough matchup for Psycho Mike at Super Showdown.
Well, he's saying he's the greatest of all time. Psycho Mike with a 644-day title reign and counting might have something to say about it at Super Showdown.
Can't wait for that matchup. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here at the Rec Room for the Northern Tournament. We will see you next time. Blake Murphy, this is Steve Argentero. Have a good one.